Right now at 6, a Vancouver neighborhood wakes up to a shocking scene.
I look out and I see a body with an arrow sticking out.
Plus, Oregon just recriminalized drugs. So what about the rest of the system?
We are really composing the symphony as we perform it here.
And teaming up to put local students on the creative fast track.
Portland is considered the mecca of animation and stop motion animation.
The brand new partnership that's centered around access and equity. Good evening, everyone. Let's get right to breaking news. And a major earthquake across the Pacific in Taiwan. Within the last hour, the island's east coast hit hard by first a 7.4, then a few moments later, a 6.5. This is near the city of Hualien. It's about 100 miles southeast of the capital, Taipei. We have a live view of Taipei where it's just past 9 on Wednesday morning. Things look fairly normal there. Traffic is moving. The building in the foreground, Taipei 101, the green one of the tallest buildings in the world. The epicenter much further to the southeast. We're getting early reports of damage there, including collapsed buildings. Meanwhile, officials have also issued a tsunami alert for the Okinawa Island group. One of those, of course, home to a major U.S. air base. There are reports of at least one wave hitting some small islands of Japan, though we want to caution you the scale of that right now remains unclear. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri tracking the very latest for us. Joe.
Well, David, that earthquake struck just about an hour ago. And like you said, there's been a series of very strong earthquakes over there. The strongest being a 7.5 and then shortly afterwards a 6.5 magnitude earthquake. Again, we're paying very close attention as well as the Tsunami Warning Center to see if there is any watches and warnings potentially for the West Coast. Right now, that's not the case. The threat will be over near Japan and Taiwan, like you just said. But again, so far, there's no watches and warnings along the West Coast, but a strong 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck just about 45 minutes ago or so. As we kind of look at our local forecast right now, we are looking at some sunny and warm conditions. We're at 75 right now in downtown Portland. Earlier this afternoon, we topped out at 78 degrees. Today marks the warmest day of the year so far, and we're going to start to see some of that ridge of high pressure kind of break apart a little bit as we start to see a front move on shore here in just the next few hours. That front is going to be bringing some cool, cloudy, and some wet conditions. Daytime highs today, we're close to 80. Tomorrow, we're going to be struggling to get out of the low 50s. I'll talk more about your detailed forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, we're obviously going to keep an eye on things here and what is happening across the Pacific, as well as any watches or alerts that pop up. Thank you, Joe. Let's get back to the Northwest now, and this evening we are hearing from addiction and treatment specialists who have lingering questions about what recriminalizing drug possession in Oregon means for them and a system that has struggled to keep up with the need. Evan Watson's in the newsroom. Evan, this is all because of the new law which the governor just signed that allows counties to opt into what's called deflection, directing some users into treatment rather than into court.
Yes, David, each county, including Multnomah, is working out its own approach in this case. The question, what's that going to look like when that part of the law goes into effect in September, and whether there will be enough resources ultimately to support it. Outside of one of Multnomah County's few detox facilities, Joe Bezegi with Recovery Works Northwest talks about urgency.
This is a state of emergency. There is no time to waste. People are dying.
With recriminalization, Oregon counties have until September to work out their systems for allowing drug users the option to deflect into treatment services, rather than face probation and jail time.
This is a very short time frame to be pulling off a brand new system that has never been created before. This deflection, then diversion, then conviction with an unclassified misdemeanor. This is all brand new. So we are really composing the symphony as we perform it here.
First up, more places to treat people. Multnomah County has 95 medically monitored withdrawal management beds. 16 are here at the Recovery Works Northwest facility in Southeast Portland, which was funded by Measure 110.
If we don't start right now investing in rapid expansion of our treatment capacity, we're going to have a lot of folks getting taken to these diversion deflection centers, put on a wait list. They'll disappear back into the community.
The concern is, come September, police officers may look to take drug users who want treatment to rehabilitation centers, but if there aren't any options, they'll rely on jail instead.
We're full as it is. So putting every officer on the street looking for folks that are either going to go to jail or take detox, is going to result in a lot more calls our way.
Bezzecchi says Multnomah County needs a system to track capacity in real time and feed that information to officers and outreach workers. He says through House Bill 4002, reintroducing criminal penalties for drug possession could make it harder for people to get treatment. The clock is ticking for all parties to expand treatment options and work out a new system of care.
We're losing dozens and dozens every month in Multnomah County to preventable fentanyl overdoses. So no time to wait. Got to do it now.
5 months and counting. Evan, we talked a little bit about deflection there. I'm curious to know, though, what the new law could mean for the court system in terms of convictions. Well,
Oregon's Criminal Justice Commission estimates that law will lead to more than 1,300 new convictions for drug possession each year, David. And rehabilitation recovery leaders say drug treatment with voluntary engagement is proven to produce better outcomes. So more to see there. Yeah, a lot of work to be done as well. Thank you, Evan. In your headlines this evening, in Clark County, a man is in custody after police say he shot and killed another man using a bow and arrow. Around 6 this morning, the sheriff said a witness saw two men fighting in front of a home on Northeast Petticoat Lane that's just outside the Vancouver city limits off State Route 500. A short time later, investigators say Richard Vanderhoek called 911 and said that he had shot another man whom he named and called an acquaintance. The victim was found dead in the driveway with an arrow in his chest. Here's what one neighbor told us.
I never thought that this would happen in my neighborhood. My neighborhood is pretty safe as far as I'm concerned.
Vanderhoek was taken to the hospital with minor injuries before deputies arrested him. He's now facing a charge of second-degree murder. Also in Vancouver, 5 men are behind bars in connection with an armed robbery and shooting at a C-Tran bus stop. Just before 10 Sunday night, police got a call about a disturbance at the Vine Turtle Place stop downtown. Everybody had left by the time officers arrived. Then a man several blocks away called 911 requesting an ambulance. Turns out he had a gunshot wound. Officers tracked down a bus they say had 5 suspects on board with the victim's property, including his shoes. They also found drugs and a handgun. They say all 5 are now facing robbery charges. The victim will be okay. We have more detail this evening about Friday's fatal stabbing on a MAX train in Northeast Portland. According to charging documents filed on Monday, the suspect, Shondell Larkin, boarded the eastbound MAX train at the Goose Hollow stop. The victim, now identified as Michael Brady, got on the train at Pioneer Courthouse Square and sat in a seat across from Larkin. A deputy DA who viewed onboard surveillance video said there was no interaction between the men before Larkin got up abruptly and began stabbing Brady. Brady tried to get away, ended up against the doors, and Larkin finally stopped stabbing him. Again, according to records here, the victim fell out when the train reached the 82nd Avenue station. Larkin, who allegedly told police he heard voices, is now charged with second-degree murder. He is set to be back in court next week. And a spike in gas prices is starting to level off across the country, except for drivers on the West Coast. According to AAA, the national average is holding at $3.53 a gallon after jumping about 20 cents a month ago. Oregon, however, is still climbing to $4.29 a gallon. That's 8 cents above last week and about 45 cents higher than a month ago. Washington, you're even higher now, $4.54 a gallon. AAA says some of this is because of a drop in gasoline stocks in the region. Well, now at 6, there is a scramble to find shelter for dozens of asylum seekers who could be homeless in Portland by the end of the week. This involves 80 people making up 20 families, including 30 children, all under the age of 12. Last week, Commissioner Renee Gonzalez's office learned the nonprofit paying for their housing ran out of money, so they stepped in with about $10,000 from their own budget to keep them at a hotel near the airport for 1 more week. That ends this Friday. The city asked the county for help. The county solution so far, 24 4-person tents as they look for something longer term.
The prospect of offering tents with no place to place them to 80 refugees, including 39 children, is unconscionable.
We're talking about doing more than tents. So that was some of the discussion, if there couldn't be anything else worked out for those folks. But like I said, we are in conversations with the partners about how we can fill the gap in the short term for those folks and also going forward.
Gonzalez's office says they are meeting with the Red Cross tomorrow. They are also looking to the University of Portland for potential housing options. Blair Best will have much more on this. That's coming up at 6:30 on The Story. Portland State University got a huge boost today, a $10 million donation from real estate developer Jordan Schnitzer that will go toward boosting arts education. Kyle Boschi's live on the PSU campus with a breakdown of where all the money will go. Kyle?
David, the hope is this $10 million investment reaches far beyond the PSU campus and helps revitalize downtown Portland.
Portland real estate developer Jordan Schnitzer made a $10 million donation to Portland State University. The money will be used to sustain the free on-campus art museum that bears his name and help build a new home for the university's art and design school. Construction of the new school building on the southern edge of the South Park blocks is expected to begin this year, with a grand opening in 2026. State bonds will also help pay for the project.
My parents always taught me too much is given, much is expected.
The $10 million gift answers a call from Oregon Governor Tina Kotek to help revitalize downtown Portland. Last year, Kotek created a task force made up of business, community, and education leaders.
It's not just about government solving the challenges ahead of us, because it's all of us. All of us coming together to solve the challenges that are facing us.
Local leaders, including Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler, hope the PSU campus will be seen as a downtown arts destination.
You can no longer count on people having to be located in cities. Instead, you have to make people want to be located in cities. And I am a strong proponent of arts, culture, education, and commerce being the kinds of things that make people want to be in a thriving city.
$1 million of that gift will help PSU improve its urban campus with new lighting and also outdoor art. Back to you.
Kyle Boschi on the PSU campus this evening. Thank you, Kyle. All right, let's return to our breaking news here coming out of Taiwan with a number of major earthquakes in that country. We have an update here. The National Tsunami Warning Center says they do not expect a tsunami to hit the west coast of the United States. Do not. This comes after several large earthquakes hit the east coast of Taiwan about an hour ago. Again, to repeat here, the Tsunami Warning Center says there is no tsunami warning for the Oregon and Washington coasts. We will keep you posted on that. Straight ahead at 6, how a world-renowned animation studio is helping local students get a creative leg up. That's next.